That's my diamonds and my pearl. I said thank you, I designed it. Not your average girl.
What's good, YouTube?
What's up, y'all?
It's your girl Sarah
And Maya.
and today we were gonna come at y'all with an Aries video.
We're gonna roast y'all.
Yeah, like high key.
High key, low key.
But like, I'm not trying to die, so maybe.
But like, not really, because I like Aries. Like, I like certain aspects to them, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
But
I mean,
like,
my
you know,
mother is an Aries, so love the shit out of her. But you know, there's some critique
Right.
that I would never tell her to her face. But mom, if you ever watch this, which you probably never will.
I love you.
But you're crazy.
Right.
A little aggressive, you know. This coming from a Scorpio, you know.
Right. It's funny because they're ruled by the same
Planet.
planet.
Mars. But Aries is more the external of Mars, so they exude aggressiveness and like, you know, fighting, war. Whereas Scorpio is the internal part of Mars. So yeah, you know, a little bit more of the mind. So yeah.
Yeah, so let's get into it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Aries is the first sign of the Zodiac.
Yes, they are, which means they are ruled by the first house. And when I think of the first house, I think of the house of the self. And basically it's who you are. And their opposite, which is Libra, is the sign of others, basically. And they're very good in terms of the relationship dynamics, whereas Aries is more about yourself. And they can come off kind of self-centered and selfish, but also at their best, they are self-sufficient and they can get shit done and they don't really need anybody else and they're independent. So those are generally the positive aspects of Aries.
I feel like too, because they're the first sign. Also, it's the first day of spring, which is kind of why we're doing the Aries
it's the
video.
first day of Aries season.
Yes.
And it's interesting that it always falls in line with the first day of spring.
Yeah.
Because Aries is the first sign of the Zodiac and it's the Zodiac New Year. So yeah, when I think of Aries, I think like of the sign that embodies the child. You know, no shade, no tea. You know, you guys can, you know, be acting like little kids from time to time.
You're like the oldest kid who did never get their shit together. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But like kind of.
But like low key.
But, like,
but you know, that's low vibrational. You could
No,
do
it's
better.
true.
You can really empower people. I feel like Aries can kind of, they have that thing that Scorpios have where like you really can bring together a large sum of people and empower them and make them believe that they can do what they want to do and to kind of take their power back and go for what they want.
Definitely. They have a really strong voice. I feel like
They
Aries,
do.
and they tend
Leaders.
to be exactly. They tend to be leaders, and you know, they just have to be careful of not being manipulative when that happens because they have so many people coming around and not always with good energies themselves. They have to kind of dictate, you know, how they're going to act and how they allow people to treat them.
Definitely.
You know?
And what they're putting their energy towards because they have so much energy and they have enough to go around, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
But it's like if you do choose to focus that energy towards something productive and towards your creativity, you have the power as an Aries to make a difference. And not just in your life, but the lives of the people around you. Yeah.
I feel like Aries too, they're like starters, you know what I mean? They're really brave. They're
Definitely.
always really brave characters, I feel like. Even when you're kind of like a meek Aries, like you find ways to like speak out and stand up for yourself or stand up for others, and I really appreciate that about this fire sign. You know what I mean? Like I appreciate their bravery.
Yeah, and like you said, they're the initiators, which brings us to their modality. They're cardinal, and basically when you're cardinal, you're the first sign of the new season. So Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. And that just represents new beginnings. Cardinal signs, like we've said in the last astrology video we had, they are willing to start fresh. They are willing to start, you know, a new life. They're willing to take lead. They just always need to be doing something.
They are the ram. They are like, you know, kind of like not like a bull, but kind of. They're going to push through like
exactly,
hard,
no matter what.
be aggressive with their intentions and their points.
Right. And if there isn't a new beginning naturally happening for them in their lives, they're gonna make one.
They will start it.
And you like for Aries, yeah, they will start it because they are fire. So even more so than, you know, maybe like cardinal Earth, which is Capricorn, or cardinal Air, which is someone who will communicate and talk about it. They will actually take action.
Yeah, definitely agree.
So if we didn't already say this, Aries is ruled by Mars. Scorpio and Aries are both ruled by Mars. But yeah, Mars is the planet of war. Like we said, Aries love.
They love to
being
argue,
aggressive.
they love to fight, they are impulsive, but sometimes it's fun to have that on your side too. You know what I mean? Like if you're ever, I don't know, fighting or you need someone to back you up, it's like they're gonna
be there. And they're loyal as fuck. Because yeah, they are ruled by, you know, their planet is Mars, and when you think of the planet of war, or you know what I mean, underworld or whatever, you're thinking, to me, when I think of my army or people I rock with, or you know, who I need on my team when something's going down, I think of loyalty. I think of who will be there for me, no questions asked, and will, you know, will give me their all.
Head.
Yeah, and you know, Aries ruled by Mars will do that. If they rock with you, like they have no problem being the force to not mess with. When you're going through something or when someone does something to you, they're super possessive and protective of the people they love. Like I said, my mom is an Aries, so she is, you know, she was a single mother after my dad passed away, and single mother of 6. And she is one of the most courageous, independent people that I know. She will do anything for the people she loves, and she's so good at it. She's so good at it. Self-sufficient is the key word here.
They're fighters. I feel like they really fight for what they believe in too. Sometimes to a fault, but it's still very respectable to me.
Definitely.
And yeah, I appreciate their energy. I'm also a fire sign, so I feel like I feel them.
Yeah.
I feel really any fire sign, and also kind of their need to be in the spotlight, because Aries can be a little extra too. Like,
oh, for sure. For sure. Aries definitely love the spotlight. No, we forgot this was a roast, so let's really get at it. Can y'all like calm the fuck down though? Like honestly, it's never that serious. Like you could literally ask an Aries, like, I thought you wanted potatoes instead of a salad. They're gonna be like, a fucking salad? You know I only fuck with potatoes! Get the shit out of my face! Bro, calm the fuck down. It's really never that serious.
And it better not be touching my broccoli. Like they will, you know, like they have.
Like they're gonna get up. Like they have a short ass fuse.
Oh my god. Y'all, I was in a relationship with an Aries for many a years. He was the craziest motherfucker I have ever dated. And I've dated lots of Scorpios.
Yeah.
They come close seconds, but like he trumps everybody. Absolutely insane. Y'all are too much. You're fucking aggressive. Why are you always trying to fight people?
Like I feel like when they're like in love, like they want, like they show their love by like fighting with you.
Right.
They're like, if everything's fine, they're like, I don't even fuck with you like that.
Yeah.
Like, if I fuck with you like that, we'd be fighting right now. And are we fighting right now? I'm calm. Which brings us to the point of, if an Aries is sitting down and they're calm, like,
be afraid.
Like, be afraid, and also, like, they really don't fuck with you like that. Because, like, they would be going out of their way to show you what's up all the time. As aggressive and intimidating as it is, that's what you want if you love an Aries. Because once they're done being aggressive and loud, they already gave up on you.
I feel like all fire signs are really chatty, and that's true for all of us. Like, if we stop talking, you've lost us. Goodbye.
Right.
Don't even try anymore. Like, it's the end.
It is.
Especially for Aries, too. Because I think they, similar to Sag, they get bored really easily.
Right.
And it's like, if you don't have that quick back and forth, you're just like, bye, you're boring, you're not smart.
Banter.
You can't bring me anything. That's the other thing about Aries. I feel like
you're
always like, what can you bring to me? How can I step up in the world?
You know what I mean? On the head. Because that's literally
so selfish.
Like we talked about, self-centered. So to them, for them, even to themselves, they're like, what can I do for me? What can I do for me? What can I do for me? And then they meet someone, and I'm talking like low vibrational Aries that hasn't figured life out yet. They're gonna be like, what can you do for me? What can you do for me? What are you doing for me? And it's like, yo, It's not all about you.
No.
Like, you may think that you're gonna get from here to here all by yourself, but I guarantee you, if you get a good gang of people around you, you'll be able to get to here faster.
Yeah.
So Aries needs to learn to work with people.
Yes.
They need to learn to accept help from people.
They're like the leaders who just try and come in and micromanage everyone.
No,
it's like,
it's
you know
true.
what? Tell people what they need to do to get the job done. Let them go do it. And come back and check in on
Like,
them.
why do you even
You don't
have
need
a
to-
team if you're the one telling them what to do every second of the way?
Exactly.
That just makes no sense to me. And even in a relationship, I feel like that's what they do. They're like,
Yeah.
this is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do. I'm sorry, they're not your slave. Like, this is a partnership.
Right. Relationship means two ways.
That's why they have a lot to learn from their opposite sign, which is Libra. If you guys are new to astrology, your opposer, look at the astrology wheel. Whatever's in front of you, whatever opposes you, is your sister sign, your opposite sign. And you have a lot to learn from your opposite sign. Every sign does. And once you learn to balance the qualities of your opposite sign with your sign, is when you've managed to finally be in tune with yourself. Because Aries is so selfish, and Libra is so about everyone else that they neglect themselves. So if they learn to work together, they can create something really wonderful.
I definitely agree. And just side note for anybody who doesn't know that is your opposite, it's 6 months. So like 6 months from today is into Libra.
Exactly. Yes.
So Scorpio, Taurus, Sag, Gemini. Those are the only ones I know right off the top of my head. but you get what I'm
Cancer,
saying.
Capricorn, Leo, Aquarius. So yeah, we can also do a video talking about the opposite signs.
Yeah.
And which sister signs we see like actually be like each other more than opposites. So I feel like that would be interesting.
That would be a fun video.
But yeah, so let's talk about compatibility.
Yeah. So I think Aries are okay. So I'm gonna say my weird one that I think that they're compatible with, because I think they're ones that we definitely agree on.
Yeah, and side note before we start this, if you research online what's compatible with what, obviously there's going to be ones that are obvious. You're compatible with all the other fire signs or all the other air signs when you're a fire sign. I feel like any sign can be compatible with any sign. Like we talked about before, you have a whole birth chart. So that's what's gonna matter more than just your sun sign compatibility or moon sign compatibility. But from personal experience and how each sign deals with problems and communicates, this is our take. Continue.
So I think my weird one, my offbeat one, is I think that they would be good. A higher vibrating Aries would be good with a Capricorn, because I think Capricorns are also very goal oriented, and when I feel like an Aries really like stepping into their stride, so are they. So, and they're both independent, so I think that they can be like really complement each other in certain ways.
I could see that.
But you know, they're also like opposing each other,
Right?
Or, like they square each other, right? So
I feel like one thing I like about that is that, okay, so in Aries, they say out of pocket shit all the time. No shade, no tea. Like they just say like really mean things, and like they're not even thinking. It's just coming out of their mouth, like kind of like a kid. You know what I mean? A kid, like if you want the most honest opinion, you're gonna go to a 5-year-old, because if you look
They'll
ugly,
tell
they'll
you.
be like, "What's wrong with your face?"
legit.
Like. So an Aries will do that, and I feel like when an Aries does that in a relationship, they hurt their partners. Capricorn, really, nothing hurts a Capricorn. Like, it'll hurt them, but Capricorns have that strong exterior. So I feel like if an Aries were to like do that to them, they'd be like, you need to chill out.
Yeah.
And an Aries would be like, oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like they could be like really grounding for an Aries.
Exactly.
Potentially.
And then also an Aries will kind of make a Capricorn let loose.
Yeah, have a little more fun. Try something new in their very set, goal-oriented ways. Because I feel like Capricorns can be really stick to the plan, kind of like any Earth sign.
Yeah.
So I feel like when you mix Earth and Fire, like it kind of rumbles them up a little bit. You know what I mean? Ruffles their feathers.
Right.
And it's good for them, just like it's good for us to like have some stability.
Agreed. And we know that, like, if you know about astrology, you know that Aries and Capricorn square each other, and when signs square each other, it's generally not the best. It means you bump heads a lot, but that doesn't mean that it won't work. So her saying she sees them working together doesn't mean it's wrong. It really, the planets you square are the ones that you have you have the potential to learn from them a lot. So trines, like let's say all water signs together, all earth signs together, all fire signs together, when you're in a relationship with them, it's easy. And what do you learn from an easy relationship? Okay, it's easy, but you know, when they square each other, it's a little more difficult, but you have the potential to teach each other something that you were lacking.
It could potentially be, that much more rewarding. Because
definitely.
When you are with someone who's very like you, they're not pushing you in ways that you haven't been pushed before because you're just the same, which is fine. You know what I mean? That can
easy
be
at the beginning,
fine.
but I feel like you get bored later on.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, because I feel like I've been in relationships where it was really, really, really easy, and it was great at the beginning, and then I was like, okay, so we're just gonna do the same thing all the time.
Like, all the time.
And then we're just gonna agree on everything. Like, how will my mind expand with you? How will we experience new things together if everything we do is the same and we agree on every different thing? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I wanna grow with you. So, I could see that.
Yeah. What about, do you have an off one? I feel like.
My off one is Libra.
Okay.
And I say this because, okay, like I said before, Libra is Aries opposer. And I have, you know, some Libra in my chart, and my boyfriend has an Aries, Venus, and Mercury. And I feel like Aries and Libra can work together if they just learn to take on some of each other's qualities. Like, for example, if Libra is able to be a little more aggressive with what they want, Aries will appreciate that. If Aries were, you know, to communicate more and talk about what they need from them, from the Libra, they would feel happier in the relationship and not be so aggressive and not kind of feel like the weight of the relationship rests on their shoulders and that they have to make it work. Because I feel like Aries do tend to do that. They're going to be like, okay, well, this is just not going to work unless you act this way. But if you communicate, you'll be able to actually figure out what's wrong and how you guys can help each other. I feel like Libra can balance out Aries, and Aries can give Libra the opportunity to finally have a voice.
Oh, that's
or
beautiful.
teach them.
You know? I feel like opposite signs do really do that for each other. Like, it's kind of confusing, but it's like, we kind of still speak the same language.
Exactly. That's so true. I feel like opposite sister signs, like, they're so similar. It's just the way they go about it is completely different.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But it's like, I knew what you were trying to do there. Like, I know your intention.
Right.
So it kind of makes their weird things that you wouldn't do necessarily the same, like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, I get your intentions.
Exactly. Like, I get you, but like, okay, no.
But like, no, let me go ahead and redo this.
And then that's when you bump, because you're like, this is perfect. No, like, no, it's not.
Right.
My other
Don't
one.
try and correct an Aries.
Oh. Like, I'm sorry. Are you trying to, so you're trying to die right now?
Right. So you want to fight.
So you want to, because I got time today. Like,
they're really not good with criticism.
I really feel like I think of Aries as like, okay, they got everything done, because, you know, and then they just sit there and they're like, I'm ready. Who wants to try me today? Like, who wants to try me? I got time for you, and you. Dead ass.
Legit.
Okay, I also think Gemini. I like the Gemini and Aries combo, because they're just, I think of Gemini and Aries together and it's just like fun. Like, it's just like fun energy.
Like, it's explosive too.
Like, definitely. Like, they hype each other up. But then when I think of Gemini, I also think of that childlike energy where they're curious. They want to, you know, learn about new things. And Aries is like, yeah, I'm down. And Gemini's like, okay, let's go. Yeah. Like, they just like go have the best time ever and like not take things too hard. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like they live like
go lucky,
exactly,
childlike,
positive. And I feel like Gemini is that sign where, like I said, Aries will say something and Gemini is gonna be like, I peeped that, but whatever.
Right.
Like, let's just have fun. Like I peeped it though, because people be thinking that Geminis are just like, oh no, Geminis peep everything. They're ruled by Mercury. They're quick.
Right. That's like
they just don't have time.
They decide not to act.
They're trying to live their best life at all times. So they'll just be like, whatever. But if you really push it, you don't want to see that other twin come out.
You don't. It's usually a raging bitch.
Right.
Like,
really. Literally, like a bitch.
Like, no, don't do it. And then I think we both agree on the last sign that would be compatible is Sag.
Yeah.
That's
totally.
like their most compatible fire sign, I think.
Sag and Leo. I think Leo too, because I just feel like every element they get along with everyone in that element. But I see the Sag and Aries more because I feel like Leo can be a little selfish too.
Yeah.
So I feel like they could bump heads in that sense. But I feel like the Sag and Aries mixed together, it's a little sexy. You know what I mean?
I feel like with the Leo, like, they're too into themselves, and the Aries is also too into themselves. So like, you can't both be like, everyone look at me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They gotta really, I feel like, trust each other and like have that admiration for each other to be cool with other people admiring the other. You know what I mean? Like, if you're jealous of your partner, you're definitely gonna hate that kind of relationship. Or like, you're not confident in yourself because you're gonna be like, why are you getting attention? And then Leo's gonna be, well, why are you getting the attention?
Right.
And then it's like all that from there. But if they really like love themselves and love each other, they're gonna be like, oh, I know why you get all the attention.
Very true. Very true.
Okay, so question for you. In what situation would you want to have an Aries as your right-hand man?
I would probably say, like, in any fighting type of situation, because I feel like they're really wild and they pop off at the mouth. Like, they're like, if I was like, yo, this person said something to me, like, I feel like I can think of all the Aries friends that I've had, even my ex-Aries, like, they were livid. They were like, oh, well, where do they live? We're about to turn up on them. Like, let's go.
Right.
So I think if any time someone was trying to hurt me, I would call my Aries friends to be like, yeah, let's go get them.
No.
Or if I'm like trying to get anything, demand something of people, again, I think they're like leaders, they have really strong voices. Like, I think in that instance it would be helpful to have them too.
Yeah, they can like rally people up. I could see that.
What about you?
I feel like for me, I obviously agree with the fighting thing, like middle school, you know. But I feel like if I ever wanted to try something and I was too scared to try it, I would want an Aries there with me so they could try it first. Because I feel like they dead ass just like they have nothing to lose. They're always trying to try something new. Like, I don't know if I told you this, but like my boyfriend, like every time we did something and like he thought it was my first time doing it, he would get angry when it wasn't my first time doing it because he wanted my first time doing it to be with him. Yeah. And I'm like, your Aries is showing, bro. Like, your Aries is hella out there. But it's true. Like, oh, you want to try something and you don't know if it's good, and Aries will do it for you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Aries literally don't mind being the guinea pig because they are the first sign of the zodiac. They do want to experience everything first. They don't really care if there is no precedent. You know what I mean? And I admire that about them, but that's not to say that sometimes I'm a little scared. I'm like, I don't know how that's gonna be, or like, I don't know how that person's gonna react if I say something like this. Like, why don't you say it? Like, what's that?
Go ahead.
And then they're like, me? Okay. And they start, you know, saying it all to the point where you're like, okay, that's enough. Like, you know, that's all we needed to say.
Right. It's like, oh my god, I didn't think you would say that.
Right.
Like, shut up.
It's like diarrhea of the mouth.
They're in it. It's too much.
Right.
No stopping them now.
No.
Once you get that wheel going, it's like there's really no stopping it.
No.
Be careful of the fire that you ignited.
Right, because like it might just run. Like, you're gonna be like trying to put it out. They're gonna be like, woo!
Brought a whole new meaning to what you wanted to do with them.
They're like, well, it's too late now, but you burn, baby, burn.
Oh my gosh, bless their souls, but they're fucking wild.
They really are.
Wild.
Hey, listen, you want to be like, you want to live a fast life? You don't want to be bored? Do you want to be a little anxious about what's going to come up next? Date an Aries. Get yourself an Aries. All right?
Be unsure of what's happening next. Okay, this is actually true though. I've dated an Aries, and it was
like dead ass. Like, they're
every day he was like coming in with like a new philosophy. Like, he figured the world out, and I was like, bruh.
If there's fake prophets, like, it's gonna be an
They're
Aries.
the Aries.
They're gonna be like, I just figured out something about life.
No, I totally agree. I feel like, yeah, they could start new religions and people would be like,
totally.
yeah.
Like I said, they have that leadership quality ruled by Mars, so they're gonna. Don't get me wrong, I feel like when people are passionate enough about something, they could be talking about the weirdest, dumbest crap, but the tone of their voice, how they carry themselves, that makes a difference in like who is gonna believe you or not.
Hell yeah.
You could be spitting nothing but lies, but if you know you're commanding
a stage. And,
Yeah.
and they all, I feel like Aries do have a certain presence about them.
Yeah.
I really
They
feel
know
like
they do. Their aura's fire.
It's, yeah. So funny. Oh, Aries.
Love y'all though. Love y'all.
Love to hate y'all. No, I'm just
Yes.
kidding. No, I do love you.
Love you.
Just never gonna date you again.
Alright, so that was our little light roast, little light, you know.
Real light roast, but
Yeah,
you know,
real, like we went light on y'all because we know how y'all are.
sensitive.
Fragile little bitches. that was the roast.
That was the whole roast. No, we had some good ones in there.
we
had
did.
some really
like low key. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But yeah, so that was our little spiel on Aries.
Yes.
Next month we'll see you with Taurus, which will be, you know, very interesting because, you know.
Oh, the Taurus.
Or the Taurus. I know how y'all are too. You may be quiet, but I know you're
Ooh,
brewing.
Freaky little.
Oh yeah, they're
Nasty.
freaky. You're nasty.
You secretly nasty.
Yeah.
We'll get into that next time.
Yeah, we will.
Happy Aries season,
Yes,
everybody.
happy Aries season. Go do some shit. Speak your mind and start something
Yes.
new.
Yeah, start something new. That's the point of like Aries season.
Yes.
Right? It's like fresh starts. It's that cardinal, like
Yeah.
we were saying, it's a new season. Do something new. Have fun.
Yeah. Get wild.
Yeah.
Get a little rowdy.
Yeah. Embody that fire.
Yes. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.